This week on the Digital Coffee, LinkedIn is giving us a new way to collaborate. Facebook Reels, yes, Facebook Reels are getting an upgrade, and there's a new way that you can make money on TikTok. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news. My name is Amanda Webb, and I am an digital marketing ROI. I forgot my pitch. I am a digital marketing ROI consultant, trainer, and mentor. What does that mean? That means that I help businesses just like yours to get more ROI, more money in return for the time, the energy, and the cash that you invest in marketing your business. And at the moment, I'm doing lots of Google Analytics training. If you want to know more about Google Analytics 4, if you're going into Google Analytics 4, or if you haven't yet and you're scared, I've produced a phrase book that will help you find your way around. So you can scan this QR code and get yourself a copy of that phrase book. But that's the end of the pitch, because I am here to talk about news with you. And I can see we've got people. YouTube is very hot on YouTube today, is this show. We've got people watching on YouTube, so a big hello to Howard Howie and to May King. It's great to see you here. If you're watching on LinkedIn and you're commenting away and I can't see it because for some reason sometimes I can't see the comments on LinkedIn, big hello to you, and good hello to everyone on Facebook, and finally a big hello to those of you who are sticking it out on Twitter. It's great to see you. After the show today, if you have your own opinions and thoughts on what I'm talking about, you can join myself and May King for a chat on LinkedIn audio. So you don't need your face to get in or anything. You can come, you can listen in to myself and May King having a bit of banter about these stories in a little bit more detail. Or like Eileen, who I can see we've got watching on YouTube, you can come and you can say what you think and you can disagree with me. You know, that's okay. That's okay. So I would love to see you there at 10:30 a.m. So as I said, massive good morning to Howard Howie, to May King, and to Eileen. And if you're watching somewhere else, do let me know where you're watching. But without further ado, let's get on with the news.
I'm Ant McGinley, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
When I was really into blogging, when I used to blog a lot, one of the most popular types of posts, or most effective types of posts you could create, was a collaboration post or a roundup post, or you get a group of people to contribute their thoughts on a specific topic, put them together, and it was great because getting all those insights from those people was magic. You know, you'd learn something new every time. It was far more than you yourself could create, but it was also good for your awareness because everyone who contributed would share it, or most of the people who contributed would share it. You get lots of traffic to that post. One that I did that was particularly effective was one I did for International Women's Day, and I forgot to post it again this year, which included the morning routines of 20 successful women, and they were all wonderful women. It got abused. You know, you now get these collaboration posts with 200 contributions, and at the top there'll be an A to Z list where you could find yourself, because who's reading anyone else's contributions in a blog post that's long? And I'm sure they're still being used. LinkedIn is now reviving this because this week they launched collaborative articles. And because it's 2023, not only do multiple people contribute, but they've added a bit of AI because, you know, why not? Everyone else is. So what will happen if you've got it? Some people this has been rolled out to already, but not me. You will be getting prompts. You will see prompts. They can appear in search. They could appear in skills pages. They could appear in your feed. I'm not sure where else they appear. Until I get it, I don't know. And you will be prompted to contribute to a shared article. And when you do that, your thoughts are there. And this will be great for both the person who starts it. I imagine somebody starts the article, because that person's going to get lots of kudos from all the people who contribute and share the article. Just like when it was in blogging, when we used to do that. It's also going to be great for anyone who contributes like a really good thought or a really good idea to that topic, because obviously that's a really good way to build your audience and showcase your expertise outside your network. So I'm kind of excited to see this working. It's going to be rolled out to everyone eventually. So yeah, we're probably going to have, you and me, we're not that big on LinkedIn, probably going to have to wait a while until we get it. Now, I mentioned this had an AI element, and it does. What is this AI element? Well, I feel like I'm saying AI a lot. The AI element is the way that it decides who it's going to send the prompts to. And that will be based on AI, based on the machine learning within LinkedIn. So if they are writing an article on ROI or Google Analytics, maybe I get a prompt. That's what hopefully will happen. I think it's going to be good. I can't wait to actually see it in action.
Hey, I'm Christine Gritman, and you are watching The Digital Coffee with social media superstar Amanda Webb.
The reach on Instagram Reels may be in declining, but Meta is still obviously invested in the short form video creation process, because Facebook Reels got an upgrade this week. So a few extra features that you can see for Facebook Reels now. Firstly, up until now, Reels could only be 60 seconds long. Creators, so I don't actually know if that means somebody who's got a creator account or just somebody who creates Reels, will be able to create Reels up to 90 seconds long. So a little bit longer, which is nice. The second new feature is that you will be able to create a Reel from memories, which, to be honest, I'm not a fan of. I think this will be very boring. Who wants to see, it's like dreams. When you tell people about your dreams, unless they're particularly insane, nobody wants to know about it apart from you, maybe your therapist. And I think it's kind of the same with memories. Your memory of something isn't always interesting to someone else. So I think they could be kind of boring. But I'm willing to be proved wrong. And the third update is that just like on TikTok, you will be able to, it will automatically sync your clips and your photos to the beat of the music that you have, which makes them just more pleasing as a viewer. There's something just totally enjoyable when it's cut properly and edited together. And as somebody who's been editing since I was a teenager, that's a really hard thing to do. I love that the AI is able to do that for you. I wonder how often I'm going to say AI in today's show. And the fourth update is templates. So it's just making it easier for you to create Reels. So although it's not a big thing, well, it is a big thing on Instagram, as though it's not as big a thing on Instagram anymore, Meta is definitely still invested in this type of content. I'm just looking at the comments. I think lots of, okay. Eileen, I forgot to ask you what was in your cup, what you were drinking this morning, and Eileen has very kindly told us. She's kicked off the conversation. So if you have something in your cup, if this is your first time joining us, you will know a sad story. I'm not allowed coffee before the show, which it makes me sad. So my mug is always empty. I have had a full cup of tea this morning though. I would love to know what's in your mug. So Eileen says it's strawberry, kiwi, vitamin water. That sounds incredibly healthy, Eileen, but I want my coffee. Milk oolong is so good when you get it right. Lots of fakes out there. Is that? Oh, that's because Howard Howie, I think, is drinking milk oolong. This is something I need to try now. Making, you have correctly given me FOMO. Only to be expected. And okay. That's what you got in your mugs. Any thoughts on Facebook Reels? Would you actually use them?
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
As a service-based business, I do get a little bit jealous of shopping ads on Google. I mean, they're amazing, aren't they? Whenever as some of you know, I've recently taken up knitting. So I'm often if I can't get in town, if I can't get the wool I need or the needles I need, I'll go and I'll search Google for it, and it will bring up shopping recommendations and sponsored shopping recommendations. And that's often where I make my first purchase from a store, is through those ads. This is where I discover your shop. I think they're amazing. But there hasn't been an equivalent for service-based businesses, and that makes me a little bit sad. Well, apparently that actually has, because there was a small number of service-based businesses that could buy service ads rather than shopping ads to appear at the top of the feed. Home service businesses, I don't even know what that is. But now Google are expanding this to cover way more different types of businesses. So we've got things, because not digital marketing, no, I can't run an ad. No, but why would I want to do that? I'm just looking at the categories here. Pet care, healthcare, wellness, education. So that's really good that we've got this wide variety of services now that you were able to see in a Google ad. I mean, you could always advertise, but these are specifically service ads similar to shopping ads. And when you run these ads, not only will it stick you at the top of the feed for local searches about that topic, people will also be able to contact you. And in some cases, depending on the service, they will be able to actually book an appointment directly through the ad. So I think this is massively good news for service businesses. I think this could drive a lot more customers from Google your way. And definitely that could be the first time that the customer finds out about you. Maybe not in a small town like Athy, where I think it would be hard not to know about a business. But in a city like Dublin, for example, this could be incredibly effective. I personally love it.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Facebook groups are still probably the place on Facebook where most of the action happens. Or is that just me? When I go into Facebook, pretty much I go into Facebook and have a look at the few groups I want to be active in, and may have a little scroll through my feed to see what else is going on. And generally in my feed is all the stuff from the groups that I'm active in. I do sometimes talk to my friends. I'm not that mean, but I know this is a big way that people use Facebook. In fact, when I talk to people on the courses that I run, very often that's how they say they use Facebook as well. So it's not just me. And Facebook has always had a problem within groups of how they're going to categorize the content. So we used to have categories. You could have categories for your content and add a category to it, which means, one time I ran a challenge in a challenge group. So I could have like day 1 as a category, day 2, day 3, day 4. They got rid of that. They changed it to hashtags, which was a lot easier to use, to be honest. So you could add a hashtag to your post and that would categorize it. That would say what topic it was on. But now they're getting rid of that. Well, they're kind of getting rid of that because according to a screenshot shared by Matt Navarro of like a document or an email from Facebook, goodness knows where he gets his stuff, we saw that they are going to be getting rid of depreciating hashtags for if you are an admin of a group, you'll no longer be able to go and add a hashtag to a post to categorize it. So somebody else's post, you want to go, oh, that belongs in this bucket. You won't be able to add, well, you can add the hashtag, but it won't do anything. If you are a contributor to a group, you can still put the hashtag on your own posts. And when people click that hashtag, it will still bring you through to other content on Facebook that has used that hashtag. But what's unclear here is whether that's other content within the Facebook group or other content on Facebook in general. And I think it's probably going to be the second one. So if they're getting rid of that, what's happening? Well, we kind of know because a while ago I reported on Facebook's own documentation about how they were changing groups to be a bit more like Discord or Slack if you use those, which means you would have threads along the sidebar and you click into the threads to read about the specific topics that you're interested in. I haven't seen this in action yet, and maybe it's because I don't use Facebook very much on my mobile. Could be that, or maybe it's because it just hasn't been rolled out to me yet. I don't know, but obviously this is going to be the replacement from hashtags. It's an interesting one. Maybe this version will take off. To be honest, I'll miss hashtags because they make sense. I mean, it's not that you can't use them anymore, but they make sense within the group setting. But obviously it wasn't really working within Facebook, so they got rid of it.
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM, on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy. I'm on tea. Shh.
Good news for YouTube viewers. Yes, YouTube is getting rid of the most annoying ad format. What is the most annoying ad format? Is it the one that starts playing before you want to watch your video and you only want to know how you do a specific stitch in knitting? Can you see that this is my life now? No. Is it the one that interrupts your viewing pleasure mid-word to play an ad? No, it is the overlay ad, the overlay ads that you get. So you're happily watching a video and you get this pop-up banner that sticks across the bottom. It means it's covering up things that you want to see. I mean, I can't see how they're knitting when they've got that over the screen. They're getting rid of that, which is amazing news, because it is, when you think about it, it gets in the way of your experience. You have to click to get rid of it. You can't just wait for it to pass. It will stay there until you get rid of it. I'm sure people click it by accident when they're trying to get rid of it. It's already gone on mobile, but now it's gone on desktop. Great news for viewers. Will this impact the revenue that creators get on YouTube because people aren't clicking those ads anymore? You know what? I don't think so, because if that was bringing in a ton of revenue, even if it is the most annoying thing in the world, I don't think YouTube would be getting rid of it. So I think this is good news all round. I can see Eileen, who is the big YouTuber, has, yes, exactly. I don't think those ads perform well anyway. No, I don't think so. I think when they get clicked, it's just because somebody accidentally clicks them. And I know I've done that. So yeah, I think you're right, Eileen. I think it will have a positive impact all around. I'm looking, and for some reason, the next button that I want to press has a picture of me. How weird is that? Okay. How weird is, we don't want to see me. I'll press another button. Well, we do want to see me, but at the right time.
You're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
TikTok is finding new ways for their users to monetize on the channel. And the latest one is called Series. And what Series is, it will give you as a creator the opportunity to create a series of videos up to 20 minutes long, and you can have up to 80 in one series, and you can charge your audience to access this exclusive content. So I think this is pretty cool. I can see creators going for it, and that's what we initially think, isn't it? We think this is for influencers and creators so that they get more behind the scenes stuff from them. It's like Patreon. But then I was thinking, you know what this would be really good for? It would be really good if your audience is on TikTok, if you're big on TikTok, run a course. You know, we're all looking at course platforms that you can run courses on. I'm in the middle of preparing one myself, so maybe that's why it's in my head. But you could actually use Series and charge people to take a course with you. And I think this could be relevant to so many businesses, and a really good, quick way for them to get into creating courses and actually sell them to their existing audience. I'm quite excited about this. I'm wondering, you know, what other ways businesses will actually use this as well, rather than just the influencers and just the creators.
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You know, when people tell you should build an email list because you don't want to like build your audience on rented land and you own your audience in email? Well, now things are changing, because you can actually build an email list on rented ground. I'm looking outside because there's somebody about to snip off my internet. Don't do that. I'm going to start that again, just so it makes it easy for the editor. You know, when people tell you that you should build a newsletter list, an email list, because you're not building on rented land, well, it turns out that you can actually build a newsletter on rented land now, because when you think about it, the social networks are all getting in on the newsletter game, or they've tried it at least. We had Twitter, who launched their newsletter service and then got rid of it. We had LinkedIn, who launched their newsletter service, and they're still incredibly invested in that. That's still a big thing. We had Facebook, who launched their newsletter service and then got rid of it. And now WhatsApp. WhatsApp wanting on the newsletter game. It just seems like the strangest, doesn't it? The strangest collaboration you could possibly have. But here you go. Spotted by a reverse hacker. WhatsApp are considering adding newsletters. I'm like, are Meta trying to turn WhatsApp into a social network because we're going to have all this content on there now? Is it becoming a blogging platform? How is this newsletter thing going to work? We don't actually know right now, but one thing's for sure. I'm definitely going to keep building my newsletter on unrented land. I definitely want to keep ownership. It's going to be really interesting to see how WhatsApp evolves now it's kind of more integrated into the Meta ecosystem. And that is it for this week's Digital Coffee. It's been great to see you here. I can see all of you on YouTube. I don't know if I can see you anywhere else. If you are watching, a big hello. I'm going to come and say hello to you in a moment. Don't forget, though, that at... I'm looking for the button. This is the one. At 10:30 a.m. you can join myself and May King to discuss these stories in more detail. You can just listen in to us having a bit of banter and like May King telling me I'm wrong, or you can come and join in yourself and tell me I'm wrong. I'll tell May King she's wrong and share your own thoughts and ideas. That if you scan that QR code, it'll bring you directly to the show. So hopefully I'll see you there at 10:30 a.m. I am in San Diego at Social Media Marketing World. No, not now. I will be there next week. So the show, all I can say for now, because in previous years I've done various things, but the show will be very different next week. Will I be broadcasting live from my hotel room at something like 3 a.m? I don't know. Will I have prepared a collaborative show, a bit like those collaborative LinkedIn things where I ask other people for their ideas and thoughts on the stories of the week? I don't know. Will I, like last time, lose my voice so I can't actually do the show? I don't know, but I will attempt to be here. Same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.